When did you eventually go solo and why? And are there people that we might know you toured with?
Mhm. Okay. Uh, yeah, so when I left Guildhall, I was determined to make a career out of music. I did everything. I played for ballet classes, I played for keep fit classes, I taught little girls and boys. I just did everything musical, and I was already playing with a band that I'd started, not Jawbone, but kind of a semi-pro band that I'd started playing with. So I just kept on playing with them and doing more and more stuff. And the thing was, the band that I played with, they had a main singer, and so he started letting me do the odd song. I did backing vocals anyway. He started letting me do the odd song on my own. And then they would do things like, well, why don't you do the first 20 minutes, John, as a warm-up? And it became very apparent that I was starting to get more reaction when I was performing on my own than I was with the band. So I started looking for different, avenues out. I think one of the first things I did was do you remember there was a magazine for theatrical people called The Stage? I don't know if The Stage is still going, but they used to have adverts in the back, and it said singer pianist wanted for piano bar in Ibiza. So I thought, oh, that sounds good. That'll be fine. So I rang up this number. I was all ready with, I went to Guildhall and I played piano and I'll do this and I'll all these songs. I was ready with everything to say. And the first thing the guy said to me, he said, "Are you married or in a relationship?" And I thought, was he trying it on with me? What's going on? And I thought, well, I was already with my wife to be. We were already engaged, and we'd met when we were 18 down in London. And I thought, I better be honest because this is going to come back on me. So I said, well, yeah, I've got a fiance. He said, well, that's it. I'm not interested. I said, hang on. I said, I trained, I've got. He said, I'm not interested. He said, we send guys out there. He said, the deal is the guy sits and he plays and he sings. All the girls swoon around him, and then all the guys start buying the girls drinks. And the bar makes money and everyone's happy. He said, whenever we have a guy with a girlfriend or something, the girl gets jealous of all the girls coming around the piano. And then they get nearer and nearer to the piano, and then the girls don't come, they get scared off, and then the guys don't buy them drinks. He said, so I only book single musicians. That was a big lesson to me, really big lesson. But then eventually I got a job in a place called the White Lion. It was a pub that had nice PA system, grand piano in the city. I would have never known there was somewhere like that. And I really learnt my trade because the people who went in, they were at the weekend when I played there, they weren't the city people from Barbican and all like that. These were the real East Enders, great train robbers, all people like that. And all very smartly dressed, right? And a lot of them would get up and sing, and you'd close your eyes and you were listening to Sinatra, or you were listening to Fats Waller or something, because these guys, they probably worked as a market trader in the day, but they put their suits on, and so I learned so many songs, I sang so many hours. By the time I'd done that a couple of years, that was a real learning, And then I got my first, what you might call posh job, and that was a hotel by Lord's Cricket Ground. It's still there. It's called the Danubius now. But when I went there, it was Ladbrokes Westmoreland Hotel, and they made a piano bar, and I was the guy, And I must say that a lot of my private parties came from there, because especially on Thursday night, all the teenage North London Jewish kids used to come down and listen to me, got to know me. So I ended up playing for 18th birthday parties. Then I got paid for 21st birthday parties. Then I got the parents' anniversary. And now I'm starting to play for those kids are now middle-aged, and I'm playing for their sons or daughters' bar mitzvahs and bat mitzvahs. It's amazing how that opened things up. So I think it was probably when I was playing there. Oh, by the way, that changed when Cyril Steen bought the franchise for Hilton. It changed overnight while I was playing there to Hilton International at Regent's Park. And it was while I was playing there, up the Finchley Road. You know, there's a big thing now, and it has lots of restaurants, and I don't know what it's called, but...
Oh, the O2 Centre.
The O2 Centre, okay. Well, before that was built, there was a really tacky Turkish restaurant called the Mediterranean there.
I've been there. I've been there.
Yeah, yes, yeah. Well, the thing is, it was a magnet for musicians, as well as some interesting characters, because the live music stayed on till really late at night. So I think it was one Sunday night, I'd been playing at the White Lion that I mentioned to, and Carol, my wife, had come along to meet me, and we thought, well, we'll have a snack late on. My friend Tim was playing at the Mediterranean, playing and singing. So I went there and had my back to Tim and looked round, and I could hear this lovely bluesy, jazzy vocal going on. Looked round at Tim, and he had that look on his face as if to say, I really need a break. Nobody's let me off the piano. And I was enjoying the singer so much that I just took over. And the singer had his back to me. And at the end of the song, we were doing a blues song, or something like God Bless the Child or something like that. He turned around and he said, I want your number. I want you in my band. And it was Lee John of a group called Imagination, 80s band. Well, we were in the 80s then. That was about 87. And I don't think Tim has ever forgiven me for that, my friend Tim. But that was it. And that's how I joined Imagination. And so I've toured, you know, I've been to Brazil, Far East, all over the place with Imagination. That led to me playing with a group called Sister Sledge and recording with an artist called Desiree, and also later on with a singer called Misha Paris. So one thing leads to another, you know.